Okay, so we are going to be solving proportions today. Went through the notes yesterday, so you have notes. I'm just going to go through what we're doing today, which is Get More Math. Same process, just a little bit different looking problems. We got 2 steps. Actually, I taught you 3 steps yesterday. The 2 steps we'll do today and we'll look for today are mental math and cross multiply and divide. And so I'll look to see if we can do this in mental math first, and then we'll look at cross multiply and divide. There will be times when, before we do any of that, we end up doing some reducing. I'll show you that as we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight into this one. When I am looking for a mental math, I'm looking for a bridge. Like, can I get from this known one, 8, to 6 really easily? No, not really. I can't multiply or divide by a specific number really easily, so I'm not going to do mental math. So mental math is a check, can't do it. So I'm just simply going to cross multiply and divide. So I set up my cross products and I multiply the 2 numbers that are crossed from each other. 6 times 6 is 36, and that equals 8r. So the divide step comes because I'm doing this times. So I divide by 8. So I look at that and I think, well, there's a couple of things I can do with this problem. So I know that this number here, r, equals 36 over 8. And there's a plethora of things I could do with this. Most likely what you're going to want to do is do some reducing. Divide by 4, divide by 4. That's going to equal 9 over 2. Boom. Put that in, see if that works, just as a fraction. If it doesn't like that, then actually divide. So 2 goes into 9, 4 times 2 is 8, remainder 1. So that remainder becomes your numerator, 2 is your denominator. So it'd be 4.5. But don't do that step if this step works. If Get More Math will take that step. Now, the only thing in that form that Get More Math might yell at you about is if it's not reduced. If you try to put 36 over 8 in, it does need to be reduced. All right, so we look at this next problem, and I do my cross products, and these cross products are pretty easy to do. So we look at 20 times 5. So 20 times 5 is 100 equals 24v. Oh, so undo the times, I just divide. So again, v, that number that goes here, to keep this a proportion, to make this equal, would be 100 over 24. And you think to yourself, well, I don't think that's reduced. You're right. So 100 divided by 4 is 25. 24 divided by 4 is 6. This should be sufficient to put in. Okay, so we get these problems here that are fractions. And that just means that to make this fraction, this ratio here, proportional or equal to that, a fraction would have to go there. In this case, I think that was what, 4 1/6 would have to go there. That's reasonable. Annoying, but reasonable. Okay, so same thing here. So we're going to cross multiply. We get 27 equals 6r, and then divide by 6. And so we get r equals 27 over 6, and I'm like, oh, divide by 3. 9 over 2. Done. Put that in as a fraction, should be sufficient. I'll give you an example here of one where I'm like, okay, I've got to do this here, and it's a big number. I can't necessarily do that just in my head. Situation, because I like to do mental math as much as I can. So 9 over 33. Oh, divide by 3, divide by 3. So before I do the math, I'm going to reduce. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 33 divided by 3 is 11. So if I take this, this might be a little bit easier to solve. Maybe. 11 times 11 is at 132. 121. 121. I say I get those mixed up too. So 121 equals 3a. Undo the time, so I divide. And I don't, that isn't reducible. So we end up with this number, 121 over 3. that you could probably put in if you wanted to. It's also 3 goes in there 4 times 0, remainder 1, 40 and 1/3. Okay, so I mean that you could put in the 40 and 1/3, just put in as 121 over 3. We'll look at this next one. So reducing when it's zeros like that is definitely my friend. I love reducing when there's zeros like that. So 3 times 12 is 36 equals 8W. I do the time, so I divide. So I get 36 over 8. I think I've had this one before. This looks familiar. Up on number 1, we had 36 over 8. So we're dividing by 4, 9 halves. Get more math, much like 9 halves. This is the 3rd time we've seen it. Oh, check this one out. So all those zeros, is 1 for 1. So I get 3 over 1. Sometimes I like to rewrite it when I've got rid of so many. Oh, look at this. Cross multiply is 18 equals 1y. I'm done. If you have 1y, then y equals 18. And you just put in 18. You don't have to put the y equals. Okay, so that's the first type of problem. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Let's see if we've got some other kind. So I'm going to skip down to this one here, number 11, because when we're talking about mental math, look here, times 5. 12 goes into 65 times, so times 5. So that's a mental math one. There's our bridge. I can make 12 into 60. I times by 5. I multiply by 5. And so I end up with 7 times 5 is 35. I don't even need to really set up anything else. Okay, let's look at this one. So I go from what I know, 2/10 to 70. Oh, times 7. So I'm just going to multiply that by 7. 2 times 7, so j equals 14. I could do the cross multiply and divide. I'd get the same thing. And just to prove that, j over 70 equals 2 over 10. I can do this. So that's 140 equals 10j. Divide by 10, divide by 10. Zeros cancel, because 14. So j equals 14. And so, yeah, number 13, look for that bridge. 2 goes into 8 4 times. So 2 times 4, 11 times 4. So W equals 44. So you'll have a group of problems that are like that. 5 times 4 equals 20. So 6 times 4. There's my bridge. So times 4 is my bridge. So 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, and so you're looking for that bridge. Now, it'll be mixed up. For this purposes, all of the ones that didn't have a bridge were first, and all the ones that do are second. For what you're doing, this is going to be all mixed up. So you're going to have to check it every time. So here's my bridge. I can make 2 into 6. 2 times 3 is 6. So 4 times 3 is 12. C equals 12. You're just putting in the number. You don't have to put in the letter. 4 times 7 is 28. 9 times 7. You can see why I really like to find that bridge if it is there. 9 times 7 is 63. Because otherwise, let's do cross multiply here. 28 times 9. Geez. 28 times 9 equals 4r. 4 times r. 28 times 9. So you see I'm having to actually 18 and 7, 25. And hopefully I did that right, because you know what? It's morning and who knows. Okay, so 252 over 4, and now I've got to do a bunch of division. Divided by 4, 6, 24, subtract 1, 12, 3. Oh, that's going to be 63. And so you see all that math that I had to do just to get to 63. Doable, not super difficult, but if I can find the bridge, I will. Okay, one last bridge problem. So times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25. M equals 25. So that is the wrap up for today. Good luck on the Get More Math. Work hard. If you didn't get finished with the big ideas math from yesterday, do that as well. Thank you.